High in the Indian Himalayas, hidden away from roads and cities, there is a lake. It lies at over 16,000 feet above sea level, surrounded by snow-covered cliffs and icy winds. The name of this lake is Roopkund, but to those who know the legend, it is called something far more haunting, the Skeleton Lake. This place is not a story or a myth, it is real. Every summer, when the ice melts, something terrifying appears. Hundreds of human bones rise from beneath the water, skulls, ribs, legs, all scattered along the shore. Some float in the shallows, others lie buried in patches of snow and dirt. There is no grave, no marker, just a frozen lake in the middle of nowhere filled with death. The first official discovery happened in the 1940s. A British forest ranger named H.K. Madwal was patrolling the area when he found the bones. At first, he thought it was a battlefield, or maybe an accident, but there were no weapons, no signs of a fight, just human remains lying in silence. British authorities feared these might be soldiers. It was the time of World War II. They suspected the skeletons belonged to Japanese soldiers who had tried to sneak across the border. But after looking closely, experts found something shocking. The bones were not from the war. They were much older. This was no recent tragedy. It was something ancient. As the years passed, scientists and explorers visited Roopkund to find answers. What they discovered was even more disturbing. The lake held the remains of more than 300 people, men and women, young and old, all dead in the same place. Many of the skulls had strange injuries, deep cracks on the top of the head, not caused by blades or bullets. These were round and clean, almost like something had dropped straight onto their heads, one after another, a terrible pattern. This strange damage led to one of the first big theories, a deadly hailstorm, a storm so violent that it killed every person caught in it. Not small hail, but large, heavy ice balls falling from the sky with enough force to crush skulls. It sounds unbelievable, but local legends tell the same story. Villagers in the region speak of a king and queen who led a pilgrimage to the mountains long ago. They brought dancers and priests, they celebrated and sang songs, but they broke the rules of the sacred mountains. In anger, the goddess Nanda Devi sent iron balls from the sky to punish them. The entire group was wiped out. Science and myth rarely agree, but this time they seemed to match. In 2004, researchers supported the hailstorm idea. They examined the bones and saw the same types of injuries. No cuts, no signs of battle, only blunt force trauma to the top of the skulls, all at once. The people had no shelter, no escape. They died where they stood. But as more research was done, the story became even stranger. Scientists tested the DNA of the skeletons. What they found was shocking. The people at Roopkund were not from one group. They came from two very different places. One group was South Asian, possibly local pilgrims from nearby areas. But the second group had DNA that matched people from the Eastern Mediterranean, from places like Greece and Crete. This raised a question no one could answer. What were people from the Mediterranean doing in the Indian Himalayas over a century ago? Even stranger, the two groups did not die at the same time. Carbon dating showed that the South Asians died around the year 800, but the Mediterranean group died closer to the 1800s, 1,000 years apart. Yet their bones ended up in the same small lake. So now the mystery had grown deeper. Roopkund was not the site of one tragedy. It was a place where people had died again and again over the centuries. But why? What drew them to this cursed lake? Some believe Roopkund lies on an old pilgrimage route. Others say it was a secret trade path. A few believe it is something darker, a place of sacrifice, a spiritual warning, a gate between this world and the next. Even now, with modern tools and deep studies, no one truly knows why Roopkund holds so many dead. It offers clues, but no answers, only silence and bones. Travelers who visit Roopkund speak of a strange feeling. They say the air is too still, the place feels heavy. Some claim to hear whispers in the wind. Others say their watches and phones stop working. One climber said he felt like something ancient was watching him, something that did not want him there. The Indian government has now limited access to Roopkund. Too many visitors were disturbing the site. Some took bones as souvenirs. Others posed for photos with the dead. Scientists warned that valuable evidence was being lost forever. The site needed to be protected. But even as the lake rests under snow for most of the year, the mystery continues to call to those who seek the truth. Why did people from such distant lands die here? What made them climb so high into the mountains? And why did they meet the same fate centuries apart? Maybe it was a freak storm. Maybe it was something more. Something that cannot be measured. A curse, a warning, or a place the earth itself has chosen to keep hidden. Roopkund is not just a lake. It is a graveyard in the sky, a place frozen in time, a mystery waiting for answers that may never come. And if you ever find yourself standing on its icy edge, staring at the bones lying beneath the clear blue water, you will understand why it is called the Skeleton Lake. You will feel the weight of those who never returned, and you will not feel alone, because something ancient watches still, something that remembers.